Good morning, VC, the Zonkman, coming back at you once again. All right, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I guess we're going to show some records or talk about some music or something like that. Actually, this is a contest entry video for David Newton, the one and only. He's in the VC. He's get reached 100 subs, so congratulations, David. Congratulations on awesome channel. He is big on the horror stuff too. My first video was probably uh, your David's entry to B-side records Halloween in July, which was totally awesome video, man. Excellent. So that's what David's about, some horror and some other stuff, hard rock, that type of stuff. I haven't needed to dive more into some of your other videos, but we're here to promote David Newton. His contest is called Hot for Teacher because his wife is a teacher, and everybody digs that Van Halen song. So, of course, he's going to ask us some questions, and we got to show some music. That's pretty much the ball game. All right, number one, first question from David. Share 1 to 5 albums that were your favorites during your high school years. Okay, we won't talk about the years, and you'll just have to guess, and it'll probably be a dead giveaway, just the album shown. But anyway, couldn't find a lot of vinyl actually on this, so some of this contest entry is going to be some CDs. So, but we're just going to roll with it. Probably catch some slack for this first one too. In Excess, Kick. This is a great late 80s album. Um, yeah, had the cassette tape and was probably playing a lot of this at that time. But actually, some great songs, man. Guns in the Sky, New Sensation, Devil Inside, every single one of us, the devil inside. Need You Tonight, Meditate. That was where the video where they kept rhyming meditate, all, whatever. You guys have heard the song, but they're flipping all the cards with the words that rhyme with meditate. Never Tear Us Apart, Kick. Cool to have that on vinyl. It is a gatefold, Kick. So that's how I'm starting this contest entry out, with a kick. All right. What else? Okay, what else? The Zonkman talks about being a Doors fan. This was probably the first cassette tape the Zonkman had, the Doors' greatest hits. It was released in '85, and I said I wasn't going to tell the years, but oh well, I lied. You'll get that a lot from me. Of course, this was all the hits from the Doors. You guys are familiar with. I'm actually going to talk more Doors, so I will bore you to death with talking about Jim Morrison and the Doors. Other stuff that I was playing around high school era would have been some Robert Plant, Manic Nirvana. Of course, we didn't have Led Zeppelin anymore, so after listening to all that Led Zeppelin, from the late '60s, early '70s, still needed some Zeppelin-esque Robert Plant, Manic Nirvana. And these CDs, I didn't want to fight a bunch of glare, so I'm just showing the little inside jacket. So we're not fighting a bunch of glare with the plastic case. So that's not necessarily the back of the CD. Robert Plant, Manic Nirvana. Another awesome, and I've shown some stuff from this. I wish I had this on vinyl. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble in Step. Man, I know you guys are familiar with this too. Crossfire, Tightrope, all those great songs. House is a Rockin'. Um, awesome album from the late '80s. There was definitely playing that a lot. I'm gonna show one more. Let's see, we're supposed to show 1 to 5. All right, one more. Metallica, for all my metal buds out there. They're probably like, well, you could have showed something a little bit more metal than Metallica. But in high school, this is what I was listening to. Um, and Justice for All was my first being exposed to Metallica. I remember, listening to this thinking, one, that's such a pussy song. What are they trying to do? A ballad like Poison or somebody? If you want a heavy song, it's like The Shortest Straw or Blackened or something like that. Until, later on down the road, the Zonkman appreciates one now and the masterpiece that it is. But when I was listening to Metallica, I was just listening for the heavy in the beginning until I expanded more into some more heavy metal. All right, that's your bands from your high school years. Okay, number two, share an album by your favorite band or artist that deserves an A plus. Everybody's familiar with this. The Zonkman showing some more Doors. I do have some other favorite bands, so I'm going to have to start pulling some of that stuff out too. But I'm going to show the Doors debut album. Of course, everybody's familiar, Light My Fire and break on through those songs. I really dig some of the other stuff too as a whole. This whole thing, Alabama song, Whiskey Bar, End of the Night, Take It as It Comes. This thing is solid, complete all the way through for me. And of course, The End. That's all. That's one of my big favorite Doors songs of all time. My Only Friend, The End. Now, number three, we're going to share an album by a favorite band or artist that just doesn't make the grade. And, I was thinking about showing something from another band that's a favorite of mine, but I just continued on with the Doors. The Soft Parade, not a bad album. I guess it's not my favorite. Uh, maybe it's just my least favorite, but it's still the Doors. It's still great, but maybe this one just doesn't make the grade for everything else that you're talking about. Strange Days, Waiting for the Sun, L.A. Woman, all the great Doors stuff. So that's the least. I always hate when there's some kind of contest that wants you to talk. What's your least favorite music or something that's bad or something you hate, but so I don't necessarily think this is bad or hate it, but it just doesn't make the grade. That was a nice way of putting that, David. Let's see, we're kind of going right along here. Pretty good clip. Share an album that was released the year you graduated, and of course, this is gonna tell all because you guys are familiar with this. A little Queensryche Empire, awesome album. Probably did not get into this album, when I graduated. It was probably a year or so later, maybe in '91. Somebody saying, "Hey, have you heard this?" And then the way the Zonk Man rolls on the music, no, I have no idea. Queensryche Empire. So I'm having to go back. Okay, now I got to listen to some Operation Mindcrime, some Rage for Order. So that's how the Zonk Man works with music. A lot of times I'm ass backwards. Everything's ass backwards. So I'll find out about a band or something, and then find out that there's this whole discography of before where I've been missing out. So I go back in time to learn about that music. So of course that was 1990. The Zonk Man's dating himself a little bit. That's all right. Usually the music tastes do kind of date individuals anyway. Put that stamp on there. Let's see, what else are we doing? Share a song title lyrics that has to do with school. And I haven't seen anybody post this one yet. Of course, David talks about the norm. School's Out, Alice Cooper, Smoking in the Boys' Room, Motley Crue. He named some other stuff too. And I feel like I'm naming one of the common ones too. And I'm at Pink Floyd, The Wall. Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2. And it's the lyrics, teacher, leave them kids alone. We don't need no education. We don't need no thoughts controlled. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. So as I get on a little rant there, the rebellious Zonk man, against the system. Uh, Everybody knows Pink Floyd. It's great. It's awesome stuff. All right, David, I think that wraps it up. You said no extra credit, and I was going to do some extra credit, and I've ran out of stuff to show. So I have no idea. I was wanting to do some extra credit just for fun, and just to be a corrosion of conformity against the rules. So congratulations on 100 subs. Um, Appreciate everybody watching. I'm kind of forcing David to watch this. If you're not familiar with David Newton, check his channel out. It's awesome. He does a lot of editing and stuff too. It's real cool intros and stuff like that. Unlike the Zonkman's videos that are raw and unedited VC garbage, bottom of the barrel. Yeah. All right. You guys have a great day. And I have nothing clever still to come up with at this time for a sign off. All right. Thank you. Later.